brothers. I've got two sisters, but my three brothers and I, we used to go collecting shrapnel.
Oh yeah.
And like that kid was on there, we used to collect the shrapnel and big bits. And then when the landmines down the end of the road all round us seemed to get, all our windows got blown out and everything. But because of the blackout, my dad had made these wooden shutters that fit right in the windows. And one bomb that smashed the house right across the road, they all come out. We were down the shelter anyway, but all the things came out, and all the windows were broken and everything else. Like at the coast, they had barbed wire, big rounds of barbed wire all along the coast, so you couldn't really go to the, what do they call it? You call it the coast. We call it the seaside.
Yeah.
Beside the sea. So that was all, barbed wire and guns, big, like sandbags with guns there. And
aircraft guns, for shooting up
yeah.
So
planes.
that was like for miles, like all like
Along
to
the
protect
coast.
from invasion. Like
Yeah. All along it was horrendous,
about 3
really.
miles from where we lived was Wimbledon Common, and there was about 4 or 5 of the attack guns.
And they used to come round on great big humongous trucks, guns, and that was frightening. Because I lived over an empty fish and chip shop, and we didn't have a shelter then. We had to go down the bottom of the stairs, and of course it would echo through that empty shop. And of course we were all frightened. And my mum, she was wonderful. But my dad, he didn't like to be stuck in. I think he had what they call claustrophobia, because he didn't like going down the air raid shelter. He was an air raid warden too, though, but he used to walk with his cat. He used to go round all the streets and that. But when the horrendous one came from the one across the road, it knocked him from the front door right through the hallway, right to the back, sort of thing. Then he did come down the air raid shelter. But apart from that, he hated the air raid shelter. But the air raid shelter we had, because there was a lot of us, we had a big air raid shelter, double bed, and my sandbags. My mum also didn't like the air raid shelter, but we had sandbags all the way around, and we had electric light down there. We had all the things that I'm talking old-fashioned now. You'd be like heaters where you put stuff on, and they had all that down there. It was all mod con like down there, but it was frightening. When at night, more in the daytime, it wasn't so bad, but like everything else, at night it's really bad. So at night time, if you look out, all these, the guns, the flashes, and the planes, yeah, it was frightening overnight. I must say that. Must have been an awful worry for food. You had to, like I said, you had ration books, and some people just couldn't get food. And somebody was like, they did steal though, they stole people's ration books and stuff like that. And especially with, like for instance, people with a lot of kids, then people would think, oh, they got a lot of ration books. But they still had to be fed and stuff like that. So my mum, both my mum and dad they worked really hard, and they did help. We all helped. We had to help each other then, And like I say, the air raid wardens, we all had to go to them, and they weren't far away from us. Just like we were post 8, and we went there. And because they made it so nice, like I said, for children, they really made it nice. But there was an awful lot of air raids. Those sirens and the fires and bombs. See, we had not only had the bombs, we had incendiary bombs. And what are those? Mines that were dropped. Mines, but the incendiaries were come over in like a parachute, didn't they? They come down in a parachute.
The German bombers just let them go down.
And
They
it
were
was
safety bombs, and when they hit the ground, they caught fire.
So
They were
there was
phosphorus.
lots of
Some of them didn't go off, and I got one of them. Well, they took it away from me when I saw it.
yeah, but the that's what kids do. You know, that's what that movie.
Picking up the
My
top of
twin
it.
brother, oh, he had the biggest piece of shrapnel, and it was still warm. And like, if I had, that was my kids and bombs, and but they were all broken. But kids did it. But on the whole, though, as I say, on the whole, kids were pretty happy because, like I say, we didn't understand what it was all about. It was kind of fun in a way, but it wasn't fun for our parents. It really wasn't, because they had to cope with, you know, where are all the children and getting all bombed out and replacing windows. That's why they had all the sticky tape all across the windows, because when they did get smashed, they didn't splinter. Otherwise it would have been really bad. Had that tape not been on the windows, there would have been a lot more casualties with flying glass. It was bad enough anyway, but to have all that in there, and then.
Do you remember where you were when they announced that the war was done? Do you remember them saying, "Oh, the war's over"?
I know VJ Day. Was that VJ Day? I tap danced in row. We had all parties. I was 14, and we had parties. They all had big parties, and where they had the food from, I don't know, but everybody. You know all tables down in the middle of the road. It was wonderful, and everyone said, "Hey, it's over," and everybody was screaming and shouting. But the Japanese, that one wasn't over then, was it?
Oh.
The big war was over,
No.
but the Japanese one. But it was really, that was very exciting, because there was people that were, you know, men had come home that were wounded and all that. They were all there, and every street, where the hell they got the stuff from, I don't know. But they all had great big long tables, and all the kids had paper, it's like you do at Christmas, all paper hats, and everybody was cheering and singing. Food was, wow, considering you had to have ration books. I just don't know where they got the food from. It was great. It was great. But everybody kept saying, you know, everybody kept kissing each other and hugging, and it's the war's over. Even the kids did it, because it was lovely. It was really, that was a nice thing. But I don't know, what did you do in Wandsworth? Did you have the parties there, Ron?
Yeah, and then we had the parades.
Oh yeah, lots of parades and things, you know, especially when the blokes had come home.
My dad was in the Pacific, attached to the American Southern Fleet, and he used to go to Fiji and Hawaii and Australia and all that. And when he came home again, it was on a troop carrier, and when he brought the Yanks over from America, he brought all this paraphernalia home
Grass
from
skirts.
Fiji and all that. Grass skirts, 2 grass skirts. And what did they do? They dressed me up for the bloody parade in this bloody grass skirt and bloody bra and halo round my head. Which
Yeah,
I didn't take a bloody picture of.
Yeah, but you was what, 12? 12, wasn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know, 12. Yeah. Yeah, but it was like, it was so exciting, and that to know there was going to be no more bombs, no more air raids, no more, you know, things. People's faces, I've got some pictures somewhere, I don't know where they are. That's what I was looking in that book for, you know, where all the kids at the tables and stuff like that. Still,
Well, that was the coronation, wasn't it?
no, yeah, but no, they had pictures of in the war, you know, where what's it called?
VE Day.
VE Day, VJ Day.
That's the Japanese.
Oh, okay. VE Day then, that was before the Japanese. It was so wonderful to know at last the war was over. And because though I say we were happy, we did have fun because we were kids. But it must, like I say, it must have been dreadful for our parents to have gone through all that and lost their brothers and sons, and, you know, in that, because I mean that was horrendous in Dieppe and, you know, all those sorts of things, Normandy, and that was really bad for parents who went through that.
Loss.
Awful. It really was bad. So what else you want to know?
What else? Well, you talked like about the food rationing. So like after the war, like was there things that you didn't eat at all during the war that you just couldn't have access to anymore?
Well, we couldn't, like I
Still
say,
rationed even after the war was over.
yeah,
Oh really?
yeah,
I still had the rations.
48, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When it eventually stopped. But yeah.
So you still had rations and booklets? And
Yeah, we had rations, and you had to have the petrol. You couldn't, if you had wrought iron round your house, they took all that. They took all your fences down and that for the.
You didn't get them back either.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they took all the wrought iron, you know, the fencing and all that away from people, and kids would go around with prams, old prams. What do you call them here? Carriages. Yeah, and collect people's old pots and pans and stuff like that. That was for what? What was that for?
Well, they used to melt it all down.
Yeah,
and,
make
and
planes and
stuff
all
with it,
kinds
you
of
know.
stuff. But then it was. That's when probably kids were so happy because we all had something to do. You all had, oh, you've got to go and collect this and you've got to go and do that. But it wasn't a chore. It was, way, we're going to do this and stuff.